They say the line between genius and madman is a thin one, and it's one that I walk with glee. So, we've thin sliced our mushrooms, which is where we'll leave them. Our tomatillo is up next. Our tomatillo, we're going to cut in half. Now, our tomatillo is this very fragrant little citrus kind of fruit that is absolutely delicious. And you don't need very much of to make your dish flavorful. I'm sorry. I know what this mic sounds like, and I just can't do it anymore. Give me a second.
They tried to tell me to fully charge it. Well, I did fully charge it, and that's what fucking sounded like. So, you know, it's just a wonderful thing. So now that we have cut this in half and cut this in quarters, we're going to continue slicing it into these wonderful little kind of lime or lemon, you know, little slices. And we're going to use this as a steak topper. I'm sorry, I really lost my train of thought here while I was adjusting mics because it's incredibly frustrating. I go back and listen to these videos, you know, while I'm editing them. And sometimes I'll listen to what's going on while I'm recording them just so, you know I'm not saying too much or whatever. You know, trying to get things right and improve my content, and then stuff like this goes on, and I mean, it's just a little frustrating to deal with because I am trying my hardest to improve my content, improve my skills so that, you know, I get more views, get more followers, and that sort of stuff because I like doing this. I think it's fun. I want to continue. Either way, we are just taking our onion now and slicing it. And this we're going to actually mince. We're not going to, you know, we're not going to slice it like we did these. I'm going to mince this down. And this, I don't really peel my onions first before cutting. I know a lot of people do. When I was a kid, you know, we'd stand there over the trash can helping Mama in the kitchen. And we're over here peeling onions before she cut them. I know this is not the best way to do a mince or a dice. There are much better ways, but this is the way I'm doing it because I'm operating on a small cutting board. Gonna have to get me a new one, but hey, my birthday's coming up, so who knows? Sorry about that. I had to put my son down for a nap real quick. He got my attention while I was filming. We're gonna take some habaneros now and cut these up a little bit, but first we're gonna add these into our cast iron skillet, which I forgot to preheat first. My wife walked back in the house, and now my kid got up from the nap. Okay, so now we've got our stuff frying. Now all we need to do is cut up our habanero. That one's a little bit too big. I prefer the tiny ones. So we're going to get the two tiniest in the bag. Put the bag back in our refrigerator. Yes, I have a white door refrigerator. No, we're not going to talk about it. I'm renting the home, and it costs me way too much any fucking way. So, while that's cooking up, because we don't want our capsaicin to start to burn. And the reason we don't want the capsaicin to start to burn is because once it starts to burn like that, in that heat, in that hot oil, you're going to get watery eyes, much like with the onions, except you're going to quaff. So, we're not going to sit here and fine dice these or anything. These didn't have any stems to remove, and we're not removing the seeds. We are keeping them perfectly whole so that y'all can see I am not a bitch. I actually just really like spicy food a lot. But there we are. Now we take our wooden spatula and just mix everything up. As you can see, our onions are starting, well, you may not be able to see. Hold on. I unplugged it, but that's all right. You see that? Our onions are starting to sweat in there and all that good stuff. That's a wonderful thing. So we're back with the $17 tomahawk, and I'm going to get it in here for you and let y'all look at that. That is just the black peppercorn and chili powder. There's no other seasonings on there, but it's got to rest a bit before we can sear it. And now I got to wash my hands, so I'll be back. Here is the finished product of our mix. As you can see, not overly cooked. Everything is still a little bit, you know, not done in the centers, so that way we can throw it on top of this and throw it back in our oven. Our fajita pan is smoking, so we're gonna take this big bitch and slap her down right there.
That's it. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna sear it on all sides, throw it back on our wooden board, top it with this, and throw it back in the oven. And then I'll bring y'all back when it's finished. And now, our steak is done. We're all set. Get that off the pan. And now we will top it with our topper and throw it in the oven. So we're just kind of looking to distribute that across the top here. Look at how good that looks. And now we're going to take our lime and we're going to cut it. And squeeze. Quite a bit. All right. Now, take this, put it in the oven for about 15 minutes. Now we're gonna cut us some and eat it. Need me a fork. Oh, look at that. Oh my word. I'm just gonna take it thick end piece and throw it right on there. Look at that. That looks so good. Scoop up some of this deliciousness. Throw it right on top. Grab a bit more off the top. Look at that. Oh my God, yes. Delicious. And no salt. 0 salt used during this cooking process.